Kimi no Na wa, also known as Your Name, is an anime film released in 2016 by director Makoto Shinkai, known for his other films such as 5 cm per second, also known in the States as 1.9685 inches per second. That was a joke, if you didn't get it. And normally I introduce it as one of the best films on the planet, and my favorite film of all time. But once people hear animation, they think it's for kids, and then once they hear anime, they think of one of the many tropes that plague people's perceptions of the art form. Heck, even my film teacher dismissed it, as if it being animated, and especially if it being anime, made it less important or good. She didn't even watch the movie. It got snubbed in the Oscars in 2016 for Best Animated Picture, and I'm not gonna argue if it deserved it. It didn't even get nominated, so shut up. This movie isn't really widely regarded by the mainstream as one of the best films of all time, mainly just by the anime community. So tell me, why is it important to me? And why do I love it? As you see, this video is called Why I Love Your Name, not Why Your Name is objectively the best film of all time. Regardless of what I say in tweets or points I make later on, keep in mind that all of this is just an opinion. But it'd be nice if you just chillax a little bit and listen. Please. Now, if you don't know what Your Name is and need some incentive to watch it, let me describe it to you. Your Name is a story of two people, Mitsuha, a country girl who longs for something more, and Taki, a city boy who wishes for simplicity. On every other day of the week, they switch bodies and therefore switch lives. The film is them getting used to their lives and growing closer. Now that's the best description of the film I can give without any spoilers. The rest of this video will be filled with spoilers, and I highly consider watching the film before you watch the rest of this video. I'm serious, open the second tab and watch the movie any way you can. Trust me, the best way to enjoy the film is as blind as possible. Did you watch it? Yes? No? Well anyways, assuming you did watch the movie, it was hella good, right? Your Name is a film based on love, based on connection. And trust me, I don't think I'm spitting some unknown truth. It's pretty obvious that all Shinkai's films share the theme of love and connection. It's like the anime equivalent of Butch Hartman's little Ear 6 thingy. But whenever I would watch reviews or essays about the film, people mention how they relate to the longing feeling of missing someone in your life. And for the longest time, I thought I felt that too. But I don't. I love this movie for way more reasons than just relating to it, because I can't relate to it. If there's any anime movie I can relate to, it's a Silent Voice, but that's for another video. So, what's the deal with this movie? Well, first things first, it's pretty as hell. All of Shinkai's films have this beautiful scenery that is wallpaper worthy. Like I said, wallpaper worthy. The animation is very smooth and for sure has that eye-pleasing anime aesthetic without going too in on the exaggerated bits. People's faces really convey their emotions, which is always a good thing. I dislike in some shows when the facial expressions are just plain boring.
I quit heroing, and I quit this stupid group!
The art in this film is amazing, to say the least. They're not as good as the ones in, say, Garden of Words, but I can excuse it because, well, have you watched Garden of Words? Yeah, it's pretty, but it's also pretty boring. I'm sleep. Your Name fixes this by having interesting and quality writing. And I can already see some of your fingers on the keyboard typing, but Your Name's plot is flawed. Okay, and? Yeah, I see that the time travel stuff is kinda goofy if you think about it. Like, why didn't they just check their phone calendar dates? But be honest, is that the first thing you thought of when you saw the film? And why should I care if it's flawed? I didn't make the movie. I don't need to change it. But aside from plot, the dialogue is just fun. Like, the characters are lively and interesting. Heck, when Taki and Mitsuha are on that canyon just talking, it's nice to just watch, because Shinkai created characters I care about, with motivations, goals, and our main characters even go through an arc. They learn to appreciate their life more, and you can see them slowly evolve into the people they are at the end of the movie. It's not super in-depth or mind-blowing. It's not supposed to be. This movie isn't about single characters. It's about the relationship that these characters grow and cultivate. You can even see this through my next point, the soundtrack. If you were to ask me what I look for in shows and movies, it's a good and interesting plot, fun writing, great visuals, and beautiful music. I love music, and I think it can make or break your viewing experience. At least, it can make or break mine. I spend hours looking for the right songs to use in my videos, even though I have a whole playlist of music, just because it really changes things for me. The Your Name soundtrack by Radwin's for sure made the experience 10 times better. I have the soundtrack on my phone, and it sounds like a sponsorship. It's not a sponsorship, I promise. Songs such as Dream Lantern and Zen Zen Zen's capture the upbeat, exciting nature of their specific scenes, being the intro and the montage. Sparkle is one of my favorite songs ever and truly captures the emotions of the sort of not so upbeat but also really dramatic final climax. And the whole thing with Mitsuha's theme is genius. Let me explain. The songs Date, Date 2, and Mitsuha's theme all share the same general melody, but have specific differences due to their placement in the film. The first use of it is in Taki's date with Miss Okudera, which was set up by Mitsuha. The second use of it, Mitsuha's theme, is used when Mitsuha tries to meet up with Taki. Now at first glance, it's just another version of the theme with an emotional moment, but before we learn that Taki and Mitsuha are 3 years apart, we're made to think that Taki's date is taking place on the same day as when Mitsuha puts this outfit on, the same outfit she wears when she tries to meet Taki herself. Now I don't want to think too deep about it, but I feel like this wasn't an accident. The final time this theme is used is the last time we see Miss Okudera before a montage follows of Mitsuha and Taki trying to find each other, settling the connections between the two characters and their own connections to Miss Okudera. Now that's beautiful. Now, I could go on talking about the little things that make the movie cool, like how their accents change when they're in the other one's body, and little details like how this whole movie is technically a really long flashback or whatever, and how the OST cuts off in emotional moments like the pen drop, but honestly that doesn't really matter to me as much as what I've already discussed. Again, this video isn't called Why Your Name is a Cinematic Masterpiece. I can't stress enough that you don't have to think this is the best movie ever. But I made my point so y'all could be aware of where I'm coming from when I talk about future shows, movies, specials, whatever it may be. Whenever I watch something, I'm not just watching the script being read out, I'm watching a complete experience. I'm watching a story. I'm watching magic come to life. This is why I love animation so much. No other form of entertainment can have such beautiful scenes with amazing acting mixed with an OST that is timed perfectly to every beat. If this film was live action, the imagery wouldn't be half as good as it is right now. That's art. Animation isn't, hey, we can remake The Lion King except this time it looks like real lions. Who cares if it looks real if it doesn't feel real? I'm disappointed that the Lion King remake is the #1 highest grossing animated film of all time, and Your Name wasn't even mentioned in the Oscars. This shows the stigma we have built up over the years, and I was told by my own teacher, my own goddamn teacher, that I need to transition out of animation and into live action. Why the hell do I need to transition into an art form that has 10 times less potential than one with infinite amounts of creativity? Just because you think it's childish? No, I don't hate live action movies, I love my fair share. And yeah, some people just don't like animation, and I guess that's okay. But don't just disregard an entire medium of art because you personally don't like it. People like me, people who love animation, people who want to make an impact on the animation industry, constantly have to deal with not being truly appreciated with the art that they produce, to the point where films like Spider-Verse and Silent Voice, Your Name are being ignored by the general public. Even though you and I know to hell that they're probably some of the best things that are released in their respective years. I know I don't have a great reach to people, but if you, yes, you are watching this and you want to do anything with animation, anything artistic, and people tell you that you can't or you shouldn't because it doesn't pay well, it's dumb or it's childish, fuck them. And just believe. Believe in yourself and in what you do. Carry it out with an iron will and never, ever compromise. And yeah, people are gonna hate you for it, and many other people just simply won't understand, but the people who do, you will have created a connection, a love, a loyalty that will not die easily. Do what you love, because it's all gonna be fine in the end. And yeah, it seems like madness, but there's always method to it, because everything's connected. That's Musubi.
僕らタイムフライヤー時を駆け上がるクライマー時のかくれんぼはぐれっこはもういいよ君は派手なクライヤーその涙止めてみたいなだけど君は拒んだこぼれるままの涙を見てわかった嬉しくて泣くのは悲しくて笑うのは僕の心が僕を追い越したんだよ
Yikes. Sorry for that emotional explosion. Hopefully you liked the video. If you did, you should click that like button. And while you're down there, you should comment down your thoughts in the video or why you like Your Name as a movie if you watched it. Also, Shinkai's next film, Weathering With You, is coming out in a few weeks from when I'm writing this, and I honestly can't wait. I might make a video on it eventually. So if you want to see that, click the subscribe button to stay up to date. I make tons of animation reviews, analysis, discussions, and stuff like that. Okay, anyway y'all, take care of yourselves, and as usual, Have yourself a damn good one. Peace.